Boom shakalaka, this changes everything for Bitcoin. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at why this chart here changes everything for Bitcoin. Before we get into things, guys, like the video, join us on Twitter through Crypto Love, and subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos for 7 years in just 3 days. How about that? Now, today, fear and greed at 28. Pretty much same as yesterday. We've been in fear for a while, but last month we were in greed briefly. But fear right now. The overall market down 1%, Bitcoin at 58,208, Ethereum at 2587, BNB at 534, and you can read the rest. Now, Bitcoin continuing in this potential bull flag right here, but we do have a wedge forming breakout due by the beginning of September, which based on the time since the halving would be around the time when we would start to see a price pump. So it'll be interesting what happens there. However, this chart changes everything. If we take a look right here where we are right now, over 80% of Bitcoin short-term holders are underwater, meaning their coin was acquired at a price above the current spot price. This is similar to 2018, 2019, and mid-2021, which signaled many investors were at risk of panicking and precipitating a bearish trend. You can see back here, back here, back here, all of these times we're at the same level of Bitcoin short-term holders underwater. And these did potentially signal bearish trends. So is it time to get scared and sell everything? Well, I can't tell you that because this isn't financial advice, but if we take a look, just because a coin is held below its cost basis doesn't tell us how bad it is. So even though it looks bad from this chart, turns out that being under by 1% is different than being under by 20%. And despite 80% of short-term holder coins being in loss, the magnitude of unrealized loss is just 4% of the market cap, which we saw in 2017 and 2021, which happened prior to massive rallies. So what does this tell us? Well, I don't know, mixed signals. Could be before the market's about to crash, could be before a massive rally. So let's take a look at some other stuff. Right now, we saw recently that global liquidity broke previous all-time highs, and after 3 years of compression, basically since COVID, the money supply has been decreasing. Global money GDP has finally returned to its multi-decade growth trend line. You can see this right here, same trend line. Note how money supply growth outpaces economic output over time. Now, if things turn around, well, we'll kind of have to see how that turns out if the money printers go burr. But right now, the Japan stock market crash looking very similar to the COVID crash in terms of setup. We had a sideways megaphone right here, crashed to the bottom, and then things started to break out above there. Look at this, sideways megaphone, crashed to the bottom, starting to break out. Could this be the moment before things take off? Like we were mentioning, September could be the time when that happens. Comparing Bitcoin to the NASDAQ, look at the similarity of these two charts. We have the double top, we have a bunch of similar colors, and what happened after that? Well, pretty much smooth sailing upward progression for NASDAQ. Could we see the same thing for Bitcoin? Now, confluence for a longer macro leg than many expect. Back at new highs? Potentially, we might see the same type of thing as more and more investors start putting some money into Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin touched a trend line that has been playing with an important role for 11 years, since 2013. Look, touched there. It was resistance, 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 resistance. Look at this, support, support. Is Bitcoin turning resistance into support? First ever golden cross of the 50 and 100 SMA, also in the making. This could be huge for Bitcoin. Absolutely massive bull signal. Things could be about to explode for Bitcoin. We also, on the daily chart, have a couple bullish signals right here. We have a MACD bullish divergence right here. We also have a bullish cross of the MACD. Both of these things suggesting that price may be going up for Bitcoin in the near future. And despite September coming up, which time-based would be the time after the halving for the pump to occur, we also have Q4, which historically is a very good quarter for Bitcoin. You have to think Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that fun stuff. But also the Q4 after the halving. Look at this. From halving until Q4, nothing happens. But then after that, Q4 hits and Bitcoin literally explodes. Could we be in for another Bitcoin price explosion? Goodness, do I hope so. This chart says, yes, we are in for one. The last time that we had a bearish cross on the 50 and 200 day moving averages in a bull trend, price went from $25,000 to $72,000. Potentially, we might have another 3x in the works, headed towards $180,000, or at least the first stop based on this bullish flag megaphone pattern. Intermediate target, $85,000, $86,000 in the very near future for Bitcoin, especially with all the shorts sitting right above there that'll get liquidated. If we break those levels, price could go up very, very quickly. But that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like the video, join us on Twitter, subscribe to the channel. Also, YouTube says you'll enjoy that video right there, so go check it out. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.